Hey everyone, back up north on a chilly Saturday morning. It's only 13 degrees, 2 to 6 inches of snow expected south of the metro. I'm north of the metro, up at the Bonsai Oasis. Got to clear off the solar arrays. I'm all dressed up and ready to go. We're going to check the cold frame. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. So a couple of days ago, I went shopping for some work pants for up here at Bonsai Acres. And I was looking online with all the Black Friday deals and the Cyber Monday deals. And so I just went to the good old Fleet Farm the other day and I was looking for pants. And and these pants were in the range of 150, 250 bucks, down to a few pairs below 100. And I'm like, gosh, what do I want to spend? I'm always out for a good deal. I was walking in the Fleet Farm, looking at the Carhartts, popular brand, a couple of the Fleet Farm varieties. And the one thing I was astounded with, these things were all huge. I mean, like triple X, double X. And I don't know how to buy bibs because I don't think I've ever bought a pair in my life. I'm looking, didn't find any. I just went for the pants, the lined pants. They had one variety in all of Fleet Farm that I could find. One variety of pants, just the pants. And I found a size that worked, and those were 60 bucks. It's like, well, it looked like there were a couple of bibs on sale for like 90 or less, and that's gonna be a much stronger, durable workhorse of a pair of pants. And lo and behold, I found a pair that was in the $90 range right here. And there was one pair, just one pair at the large size. And large, I figured would be good enough. Went and tried them on, sure enough, boom, I brought them to the register. Lo and behold, as I was shopping, over the loudspeaker comes this nice deal. Open up a Fleet Farm card today and get 50 bucks off. And I thought, hey, these pants will only be 40 bucks. Let's go for it. Well, I got up to the register and the deal was 50 bucks off if you spent 100. And I was a little bit under with the $90 pair of pants. We take this 30-second time out so I can retrieve my camera for part 2 of the story. Now the sticker price on the good old pants were 90 bucks. So I didn't know they were on sale for 54. So I wasn't even close to 100. Plus I had a couple incidentals with me. And so I had to go back out shopping. Now, I didn't want to go buy something I didn't need just to get the $50 off. But here's the thing. I've been making my plans for the cabin build later up in Bonsai Acres in the spring of next year. And part of the, of course, parts that I'll need to build is all kinds of deck screws. 3-inch size, 1.5 or 1 5/8 size. And if you buy them by the 5 pounds, or they even have them by the 10 and 15 pound buckets, I figured let's get one of those because I'm always going to need them. So I went and found, a 5 pound bucket of the 3-inch size screws, the deck screws. Added that to my shopping list, went up to the cash register, boom. So I got all of those, the deck screws, a couple of bits for the cordless drill, the pants, everything came down to $62. $62 for everything because of the $50 off. And then they give you a coupon for the next time you go shopping for $50 more off of something. So go buy some more deck screws. So all the 3-inch deck screws, if I go buy a couple more packages, will be entirely free for the build next year. Pretty good deal. Of course, I still spent 62 bucks, but these were originally 90, and I was looking at prices in the 150s. Well worth it. Nothing like getting a good deal. And sometimes I'll go through the hoops to get those big deals. Will I keep that card long term? Probably not, unless it's worth it in the end. We're inside the gated area at Bonsai Acres. And one of the things we have to do when we're up here again, just stop. It is so quiet up here. So lovely. And the trees are all covered in snow. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it from way over there. Bent down by the heavy wet snow right here. So nature doing its thing, bonsifying some of these trees. We've got a good layer of snow. We've had 2 rounds of snow now in the metro area. So over a foot of snow in the metro with the 2 storms. Up here, 8 to 12, the first snowstorm. Looks like we might have gotten a couple, 2 to 4 more inches. So well over a foot of snow blanketing the trees. They are going to be healed in super nice for the winter and protected, of course, from the deer and rabbits in here anyway. So time to figure out what I'm going to do up here in this beautiful silence. A couple things I've improved on the site in the last couple of trips. I was able to take some of my solar lights from the PSGF and bring them up here to the shed. So you can see right there, we've got the old receiver, the small little panel for the sun rays to get on there, and the wires going up into the garage. Said wire comes from the outside, up through there, and voila, look at that, the light's on. So when I come in through the service door right here, the service door gives me a little bit of light when this big garage door is closed. So there's light number 1. And light number 2 is above the cold frame door. So right up there is the light, the cords go to the right, and let's go peek outside where that panel is. Now as we come around the east side of the shed, you'll see that really ugly thing on top of the roof. Yeah, there it is. So I had to just put a little bit of a kind of a 2x4 contraption up there with the old solar panel right on top of that. And it gets that eastern, kind of southeastern, maybe southwest a little bit angle for the sun. Just enough sun above the peak of the shed here to get enough light into the shed. So not pretty, but late in the fall, one of my last trips up here before the snow fell, at least I got it up there for some light via solar power. Now today's task is right around the door there. We have to make sure all the gaps so we have no drafts going in there because it's been cold and the heat has been running a little bit longer than I'd like. It's working, but I'd rather not lose the heat with these draft holes. Let's fix those up. I took down some of my extra pink stuff from the top of the cold frame to put around the door frame here. And as I don't have any more like liquid nails, what I have are the screws that I put the old cold frame together in my garage, and I have little washers. So the washers are stopping right there, and when I drill this into place, this is able to hold this into place and not, I can just push right through the pink stuff till I hit the wood. When I hit the wood, uh-oh, need a new battery. Let's see if this one has some energy. There we go. And we tighten it so it just kind of puts pressure on the pink stuff. So now I got 3 in there on the door, and that's not going to do anything, or it's not going to go anywhere. So now when I close this guy, the gaps are a lot tighter. Now I wasn't happy with the exact tightness, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these a little bit closer to the edge. And I can't do that and see you at the same time. Let's get this back to where we need to get it and go. Now it's tight up against here, here, and here. And of course this is soft, so if I push it out this way a little bit more, it's squishy. I could force it closed if I have to. So that's the side. Now we're going to do the other to the top and the other side. left, right. Now I gotta get the top. That's so tight, I don't even need anything on there. But we will anyway. Now I can't see any light anywhere in the door. The only place that has a little bit of a crack is down here at the base, and I can put something at the bottom too, just so I don't trip on it if I make it a little bit more clunky to walk in. So we could put another one right down here just to make sure it is nice and secure. And I think I will do that. Now I made that good and snug. I won't even drill that in because I want to take that off in the spring and fall so I don't trip on it as much. It's harder to close from the inside. I did get this handle for the outside, but I think I'll keep it right here so I don't have to slam it every time and make this weaker. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right there, and then that'll be all good to go. Here we go. Yeah, that snugs in real nice. So just this little bit of draft in here at the bottom and up here probably was making this heater go on a lot more than it had to go on because it's, you know, leaching out some warm air. And the heater is actually faced this way. You know, some of it's probably just going right out instead of circulating up here. So, excuse me, we fixed that situation. We have a snug cold frame. Everything's good in water, feeling really good. A couple of them didn't need it. I gave a top off to many, and of course the bigger size soil dries out the fastest, so some of those pods I'm making sure that they get a little extra water. They're going to dry out faster, especially with this colder weather we've been having. So time for a little break from the trees, dry and heating up the fingertips, and yeah, we'll see what's next. I'm out walking the property where I'm going to be building some things in the coming years. Cabin, outhouse, shower house, a pergola. When I can't sleep at night, I'm constantly thinking about the size of the cabin. Is my 12 by 28 going to be big enough? Bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom. One of the things I've been thinking lately is I've been thinking about, how I make the build easy by having 12 by 28, which is multiples of 4, both of them, to put up paneling real easy, sheathing, less cuts, less waste. But gosh forbid if I go 2 feet wider, maybe 14 by 28. That would make the bathroom just another 1.5 feet bigger, the kitchen 1/2 foot bigger. But do I really need that space? I think this is where I'm going to make most of my changes. again, as I lose sleep and think about what could or couldn't be done. And a lot of it is financial, to be honest. I haven't talked about this much on the channel, but I don't have a bank that's just growing money on trees. I don't know if you all have one. If you do, let me know. And I'm hoping to retire from my teaching gig in a couple of years. And of course, if I worked for a couple extra years, I'd have that much more money to build more things. I don't want to work much past 60. I want to enjoy my retirement. And I'm going to be working on bonsai trees and hanging out with bonsai people, and Bonsai Acres will supplement my income. I might not be able to build everything I want to build at first. Maybe things will come down the road. But the cabin is a must. My goal, everybody, is to make that my year-round home when I retire in a couple of years. Yeah, and I'll be able to call that home 365. I'm going to put the cabin in this summer, 2026 summer. We're going to put the cabin up there dry and get electrical hooked up first, and then we'll do the plumbing with water, and he'll put the septic system and match it up to where my cabin is. The plans are all ready to go for that. I just want to build the frame first. 4 walls, a roof, windows, door, enclosed, 2026. That's the goal. I have all summer to do it, right, folks? Summer and weekends. This was going to be a 16 by 16 bath structure. Shower area, separate from a bathroom area, separate from the front entryway, which isn't terribly huge and not terribly expensive. If I only made it 12 by 12, would I be saving a lot of money? Not really, not a ton. But what if I skip the shower part and just build a 10 by 10 bathroom? And then if I'm going to have people up here at all through Bonsai Acres, I have to have it wheelchair accessible. So it has to be ADA compliant. So just a 10 by 10 bathroom with a walk-in doorway, not step up, and just have a really nice, comfortable bathroom where people aren't worrying about spiders and all the things of a cabin outhouse. And again, just to make it really, really affordable, I could jazz it all up, but much more if I make it smaller. So again, as I think out loud with y'all, put some comments down in the comment section. What would you do? What should I be thinking about? What should I avoid? You know I'm going to do my own thing anyway, right? But no, I'm good for advice. I'm asking for it, so go ahead. Bring it on. But now what else could go there, either in addition to or next to it, or in place of, and move a little outhouse further over or something, or right here, is I'm contemplating what to do with this section right here now. So I'm facing the old marsh log, tamarack, marsh log? Tamarack bog. Boy, where did I get that from? Tamarack larch bog, dead over in the south. I'm looking that way now, so you're looking north. Got the big oaks right here. Big oak over there. This big tree here in the middle that's leaning is going to come down just because it's dead. But I'm trying to think about where the pergola is going to go. So the pergola is going to be for you and I to work on bonsai trees. It's going to be an outside workstation. And that I do want to have 16 by 16, a beautiful square that has workstations all the way around, at least 2 in each side. So 2, 4, 6, 8 stations. Stand up, sit down, whatever, to work on your tree. And then in the middle, there's going to be a place for a big turntable. Kind of the centerpiece of the pergola, where people can turn their chairs, pause, we can have workshops, what have you, and we're going to look at trees and mark them up, and what would you do, and you know, talk about the tree. Now, the reason why I won't put it right here is right where I'm standing, right here, from here over, well, here, watch, let me go a little bit further. Sunshine, yeah, right here is where I get most of the sun throughout a winter day. And we're about 2 weeks from the winter solstice where the sun will stop sinking and start to go back up in the sky. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because y'all have asked me is if I'm going to bring my old PSGF up here, and I've told people, no, that ain't going to happen, unfortunately. But what might happen in the future is to build a new one. And guess what, y'all? I'd make it at least a foot bigger. No, I'd probably make it a minimum of 12 wide and a minimum of 28 long, kind of like the cabin. 28 by 12, same kind of thing. But then on the back side of it would be another 4 feet for cold frame behind it. So the greenhouse could stay as warm as it wants to be all winter long and does not have to be a PSGF anymore. But the greenhouse is in front, and the CF rather, cold frame part of the PSGF would be in the back for storage and for trees in the wintertime, in addition to what's in the shed over there. And so it would be like a one multi-room unit, all being hopefully warmed by thermal energy from the ground, like in the old PSGF, and of course the sunshine. Now, for a little bit of perspective, I was just standing right over there looking south, and the shed's way over there, the RV's way over there. That's the driveway in. And usually when I have a fire, you've all seen me sitting here with a fire, and the pit is right here under some snow. And as you look to the south, again, you see some of the old larch tamarack bog that's, dying out. You can see the trees that I'm growing, and there'll be hopefully another section of trees down there as well. But this is kind of raised up on a hill, and it's just a great view. And if I don't keep the fireplace here, I thought, hey, if I don't put the 16 by 16 workstation there, what if I put it right up here? Tucked away right in this little nook with all these trees right here. A 16 by 16 workstation where you can see the trees in the ground. You can see the beautiful scenery. So say I'm on top of the 16 by 16 platform. Again, shed to the left, RV back over there with the car. Looking south to the larch tamarack bog. All the trees that are in the ground. And what's that hole down there again? Yeah, that's going to be the pond area right down there. So if I'm this high off the ground working on bonsai tree, I get to see the pond and the Japanese kind of water garden feature thing down there with some bonsai trees, some benches to sit on, some water. Now you're down by the trees on the other side of the pond, looking up to the 16 by 16 Bonsai Acres workshop facility, where we hang one-on-one, small group of 6, maybe as much as 10 or 12. Again, 2 stations over here, 2, 2, 2 for 8 minimum. You might be able to get 4, 4, 4, and 4 for 16. And then as you step down from the platform, there could be a nice bench right here. There's a nice bench right in here. This is where the hill's going to trickle down into the pond. And I hope to have the water start up here so there'll be waterfalls. And I'll just have it on when people are up here so I don't waste water or energy or both. And I'll have one area that's tarped off so it doesn't all go away, but then I can have flowing water into the pond, and then it flows down by the trees. I really can't wait for a pond, but that's just way down the road. And now as I come down the hill from up where the pergola might be, there's this little area here, which again, I don't know what the previous owners did, but this is almost looked like they forced dirt and forced a wall here, which kind of protects this area, but it makes these trees really down here. I mean, if they kept pushing the dirt here, these trees would be 6 feet underground. But a couple of really nice trees here, a pine and some birch. And there's an old, what's this guy right here? This isn't a poplar. I don't remember which one this one is. But this would be a really cool area again for a bench. And so tucked under these trees, you're at the bench, the water's in front of you. People working on trees right there, and maybe a trail down to this area that walks down the steps down here. It walks around there, or you come around that way. And I love water. I love water features, always have. And I think this will be my last one, like the last koi pond. I've built 3 in my life. This will be the 4th and maybe final koi pond area. And we'll put some goldfish in there for sure. I don't know about koi until I'm up here full time. But this might not even built for 3 to 5 years. I don't know. But I love water features, so if I can get it started in the next 2 to 3, that would be fantastic. Well, thank you so much for listening, hanging out with me at Bonsai Acres while I think out loud. This helps me process for sure. And I like to take you all on the journey, and everybody's expressed excitement about what's next and loving the following of this journey. So that's why I keep doing it. It's fun for me. It's fun for a lot of folks out there apparently. And I want to document this journey. And so I am. And so there's not a whole lot to do up here. I was able to secure the cold frame with the extra pink stuff. Took some stuff out of the car that I didn't show you this time again. And I took all the snow off of the new trailer so it wouldn't be too heavy on top, because those tops aren't that sturdy. I couldn't fit it in the shed this year, but I hope to in future years here for a better place to keep it. And I took my Shinrin Yoku already, went by myself this time without the camera, because as I've tried to mention to you all, I do like to do things with the camera off once in a while, just chill. My new work pants are working fantastic. I'm so excited about that. I've had to go slow because I know I'm going to sweat in these if I go running around too much. It's the first weekend in December, and I can't wait to break ground in 2026, but boy, do I have a long time to wait. Got the holidays, start of the new year, and then I'm halfway done with my school year, mid-January, and then boy, is it going to get exciting. This is so great. Thanks for hanging out up at Bonsai Acres. Until soon. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited.